And the runners are off. Both going for the Link's house start. Gonna grab that chest which only has a red rupee. And both going to peek at Lake Hylia Island before continuing up to... Oh, Mentosman8 is going for the hobo first, while Spleebie checks and sees there's not only bombs on Hylia Island. And he... Oh, Mentos is going for the blind floating island clip. It's a bit of an interesting choice. We have seen runners do that before in a couple of these matches, but still catches me off guard a bit. While Spleebie is going for the much more expected hobo fake flippers, and Mentosman is going to be checking the poultry by using the sign to get a kill. So, oh, red rupees on tier 1, which is going to be nice if he needs to farm money, and Spleebie getting the Cane of Burna for his trouble. Spleebie now continuing. Okay, and Mentosman getting bombos while Spleebie continues up to Sazwala's hut. There's, as you can see, the runners on Overworld Glitches logic start out with free boots, so that even without bombs, he can check the back of the hut. So it's a few early, easy checks. You see a lot of runners doing it. There's the ice rod, the blue boomerang, and some arrows. Not a bad haul. Mentosman getting the flippers from the bonk rocks. Makes Zora's domain area a little bit more tempting because otherwise getting all the checks with just boots water walk can be a bit annoying. You see there's only hearts on the bush crab. And just a cart container on the lumberjack tree, which pretty much kills any hope of egging him. Both of them getting into the Lost Woods now. Mentos doesn't care about that red boomerang. And now that is Spleebie. They will be taking those bombs though, which are very valuable early when you don't have as many. Especially when you don't have any other real weapons, like on Mentosman's side. Both of them heading down for some very standard Kakariko routing. Lots of dense checks. So it's even Overworld Glitches mode a very good place to go. And you see Spleebie smash those bonk rocks on that one screen for more bombs. Mentosman getting pretty much topped off on bombs at this point, which is good because he doesn't have any other weapons. And the rupees are nice because it means both runners will be able to get... Oh, bottle, even nicer. So we'll both be able to get the bottle merchant and sick kid checks while they're here without any extra fuss. And Cane of Somalia for both, also very nice. A lot of rupees early on is good for when they head up to Zora's domain. And the bug net is nice for safety and Aghanim swag. Yep, that's the vanilla positioning. Nothing good on library. And I assume they're both going to check the maze race, clip up if it has anything interesting. Nope. So they're just going to clip straight down to the desert. Which is pretty much just an extended part of the Kakariko route on Overworld glitches, because it's just pretty much free. You can see their pendant on desert and red crystal on Eastern Palace. I didn't see what was on Hera. But regardless of whether or not this dungeon has pendant or crystal, most runners on Overworld glitches will do it just for very quick possible 2 items. Spleebie going this way with the big key, not realizing he didn't have the small key. Well, Mentos got it from the big chest on the left. So if there's any items here, then they're going to be in one of these 2 chests on the right side. Mentos going for the fairly standard Cave 45 and then probably Agana from here. Then he'll save and quit out because walking out of Agana sucks. That was a very nice bomb from Spleebie. And just a compass in that back chest. Mentosman8 tried a different way of clipping up there, but it didn't seem he knew exactly how to do it, so he's just going to do a downwards teleport. Not as fast, but if it's what you know, then it's better than trying a trick you've only heard about a bit before in the middle of a run a bunch of times. And nothing in Agana. And it looks like he's swimming up to Hobo, and then possibly might be going to Zora's domain after, but that seems like it would be a bit slow. Yeah, Spleebie sound is a bit weird. It does look like Mentos is going down to Zora's domain. Does have the money to get all the checks and the flippers, which makes there no need for water locking. And meanwhile, Spleebie is going on for the South Shore route. And unfortunately taking a death, but oh, there's thankfully got that fairy revive safety. Bombing mini Moldorm cave is obviously pretty annoying. Oh, when he runs out of bombs. That's very frustrating for him, obviously. And from here, I figure he's probably going to be going for a Death Mountain Ascent. Just the absolute standard Death Mountain Ascent for Spleebie. There's a lot of density up here, but obviously you can be pretty squishy early on, and the falling rocks and dead rocks can hurt you pretty bad. And Mentos got in, and we'll see what's in Mini Moldorm Cave that Spleebie unfortunately couldn't get. Oh, that sword. Very nice find. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be outside, so Spleebie couldn't use that instead. Spleebie using his boomerang to navigate that cave, blind. It's not as good as a sword, but it's one of the better alternatives to sword for darkroom navigation. And that looks like a Hera clip. Yep. Can't really do anything about the boss, but you'll see what he can get in here, and you'll at least be able to get a couple of hints. Meanwhile, Mentos is going to escape, which, as has been discussed on the Overworld Glitches Tournament Discord, has a surprisingly high chance of progression items, even though a lot of runners put it off until like an hour into the run. Yeah, there's a roughly 64% chance of progression in escape in Overworld Glitches, so it's a pretty sensible play. Oh, that's a very good hint. Spleebie now knows that Hookshot is in Eastern Palace. Now the question is whether or not it's on the boss. And Mentosman's heading up a much-needed death warp, because walking all the way back is very bad. And he'll be going for the Dark Cross room. If he finds a small key in there, then he'll be able to clear all the way from front to back, no problem. And Hammer is in plain sight, which is a lot of checks, but does let him know where to look for one. He'll be keeping his eyes open whenever he passes by any one of those plain sight checks. Yeah, Hammer is a pretty big deal. And Spleebie doing his third hero clip to get back up so he can check out the east side. Mentosman making it to the back of Escape for last few checks here. Ooh, the Pearl and the Silvers. That's a hell of a back of Escape. At 64% really paying off here. Peeking at the floating island because he knows that's a plain sight check, but only rupees. Mentos is going to be making his way up to Death Mountain now, and having some pretty good items. He's going to be able to clear out all of Hera except for the basement firelocked. Spleebie not able to get past that mini Moldorm with no weapon. Oh no. Mentosman hit that transition too low without the camera fully fixed, and this is going to be very slow. Yeah, this isn't the slowest it can get, but still not exactly optimal for him. And he chose to do the hard reset instead. Yeah, that's gonna give Spleebie a bit of breathing room. Oh, and there's Spleebie's first sword, but he very much appreciates that now, which means when Mentosman gets up here, he'll be getting a Master Sword. Oh, and a glove for Spleebie, and a shield. Pretty nice Paradox Cave there. Unfortunately, no bomb to get the bottom two checks in Paradox Cave. Yeah, losing all his bombs and dying in the mini Moldorm cave has been pretty harsh on Spleebie so far. Heading back to Spike Cave now that he has a sword that lets him dash through these. Mentosman going for the Graveyard Ledge clip. That can be a bit of a tricky one, and I've seen runners mess it up a few times on this. And Quake for Spleebie in Spike Cave, and Lamp for Mentosman. Very nice. I'm pretty sure Mentosman doesn't have any difficulty with the dark room, any of the dark rooms, but the lamp definitely makes them easier, and it lets him know that stuff's in logic now, including most of Eastern Palace and the basement. Yeah, the basement of Hera is now in logic and accessible. Desert Palace back is also clearable now, but they'll presumably be putting that off in the hope that they can mirror to it from Mire. And Spleebie is going to be going for the clip down to Zora's Domain. Ooh. Having trouble with those dead rocks. Mentosman now very much hoping that there is not a small key on the boss, which would force him to check the firewalked basement. Spleebie going back to Mini Moldorm Cave, which is going to pay off for him with the Master Sword. And then from here we'll do Ice Rod Cave and then just do the standard Water Rock to Zora's Domain, probably. Full for Mentosman. Unfortunately, he doesn't know that the Master Sword is right next door, so he's doing this with the Fighter Sword. And he gets it the second time pretty nicely. And there's that dreaded small key. Nothing interesting in Ice Rod Cave for Spleebie, but he does get to arm water walk off it. Ice Rod Cave being probably one of the easiest places to do it. Very generous positioning for that water walk setup. You just need to dash out. And he didn't get water walk, I think, because he has flippers. Well, no, he got it, but he lost it when he transitioned to the shallow water. Oh, and here's a rare one. We're going to see what the Waterfall Fairy has to offer for the bottle. Oh, a bee. Not exactly the potion or fairy everyone's hoping for. half magic in the basement. Not necessary, but very nice. Mentosman finally getting in that Spectacle Rock cave check. And he is going to hover for the hint. And he gets it first try, very nice. Gonna do the bomb jump to get back out. He has got plenty of chances to practice that hover in this tournament. I've seen it do it on I think all of the runs I've seen him on, but he's gotten better at it lately. Spleebie thankfully going to the back of escape and getting those much needed silvers and pearl. So he's not, now that he's got those, he's not in too bad shape compared to Mentos. If he put that off until later, that could have gone pretty poorly for him. Not gonna find much else interesting in Escape, I think. I forget if maybe that's where he got the ice rod. Mentosman getting his Quake. Yeah, you're right, ice rod was in Sazrala's hut. As well as the boomerang. Yeah, the secret passage. There's that nice double spin strategy for that room. Mentosman's going to be getting his Master Sword right about now, as well as that glove. So they're close tied in parity at this point. And I can only assume Mentosman is going to the Dark World now. Once you get the Pearl, a lot of the Overworld checks open up and Overworld glitches. First is going to be going to the east side for Super Bunny Cave and possibly for all the Hookshot Cave checks if he wants to hover. And there's that Turtle Rock climb, which we've seen in the Light World, where it doesn't actually lead to Turtle Rock. Oh, there's a temple already for Mentos. Spleebie checking Lumberjack Cave and then presumably doing a nope, saving quitting up. I suppose he forgot that earlier and just realized it now. Wanted to be sure. Yeah, Mentosman has shown he can do the hovers here, and it looks like he's going for it. Very nice, getting him the second bottle. Spleebie not too far behind him. And another nice hover, but it didn't really net him anything significant, just a bottle and some rupees. Not even one of those good blue potion bottles you like to see in Overworld glitches. Mentosman doing the catfish DMD. And full heart container, but he doesn't want even that. Tempered for Spleebie. And I guess Mentosman is going for that pyramid check because it might be hammer. And you get to see that corrupted layering effect going all the way here from DMD. Shows the lava effect underneath those trees. There's the hammer on the pyramid. Very nice. That opens up more Darkwood portals and some other stuff. And there's a green pendant on Thieves Town, red pendant on Skullwoods. Spleebie going for the Total Rock Dip. Oh, and Mentos getting a fetch quest item. And with the Ken of Samari, you can use it to fake powder and get 2 fetch quests. It looks like he's going to hand it straight in at the witch's hut. Not even bothering with the fake powder. Spleebie running out of keys and taking that death warp. And he's just saving and quitting so he can keep the mushroom before fake powdering when he wants to. We're not saving and quitting, harder resetting. Looks like Mentosman is either going... No, yeah, he's going for Gan's Tower. Which isn't too bad a choice with the hammer and the fire source. He can clear out all the bottom, and if he's willing to do mimic clipping and hovering, he can clear out the entire tower. So we're definitely going to be seeing a right side bomb jump here. Meanwhile, Spleebie getting the safety exit on Laser Bridge before he tries to clear it out. Using some Mario to take care of that annoying bomber beetle. And pausing for a moment at possibly considering going all the way back up for the top check he could get, but deciding not to. And Mentos is preparing for that right side bomb jump. You have to come out of this top exit to set the spawn point. There's the spin buffer lineup and the bomb, and he gets it no problem. Meanwhile, Spleebie is doing the standard spin speed DMD. And Mentos gets through with the right side bomb jump torch setup. And he was hoping he would find the hammer on top of Umber Cave there. It's ether, but that's still worth getting, so he's going to clip up for it. So at this point, Spleebie is probably thinking it's the hammer is on the pyramid, which is correct. So he'll probably be getting around there soon. Mentosman taking the death warp because going all the way down the right side kind of sucks. And another fetch quest item basically. In Overworld glitches you don't need it for Desert Palace access, so it's only worth it for the tablets. Spleebie doing the front first, Skullwood's clear because he doesn't have the fire rod. And there's the fire rod in the DM room in Gan's Tower. As well as the fire shield, which isn't quite as useful. Oh, and Mentosman's just gonna try to hover that. Spleebie doesn't have the fire rod. Mentos does. It's quite a bit of ways from Spleebie, unfortunately. Yeah, you can bomb jump that pretty easily, but Mentos just likes the hovering. There is, I think, a different route to bonk it. You have to go down the right side instead. but he really likes his hovers. We'll see if he likes them enough to hover this gap too instead of just bomb jumping it. Oh, yep. He's going wild with... No. Yeah, he's going wild with the hovers. I have seen Mentosman have some trouble with hovering a few times in previous runs, but it seems like he's got it down pretty well today, so he's not missing out the chance to show off constantly. There's the flute, not very useful. It's not actually required to get any overworld glitches, but if you get it early enough in a run, it can help out a bit getting some of those early checks in the light world. Just a small key on Bob's chest, which he has more than enough of at this point. Nothing of note in the front of Thieves Town for Spleebie. Mentosman showing off those fun burner strats for Ice Armos. And the third bottle from Mentosman. This one at least has something useful in it. And he didn't lose his first fairy yet, so I think he's got 2 now. Yeah, that was very fun to watch that burner. And there's the cape. Another item that's not technically required for anything in Overworld glitches, but is useful in a couple of places. And not going to do the mimic clip, which is very understandable. Looks like he's going for the long way around to the Kakariko Darkworld Warp. He can full clear Thieves Town if he so chooses. Activating the flute. And there's our third shield of the seed in the Mire Shed. And that's Ether on the front of Mire, which Spleebie already picked up, so it looks like he's going for the full clear of it. Oh, Mentos is going to be peeking at the pedestal now. Just a piece of art. That's surprising, but it's not too far of the way from the long way around to the Kakariko Warp. And if Spleebie gets something like maybe the mirror and Mire, that could give him had some decent advantage at this point. And he's just gonna grab the key and hope he doesn't need to do the left side of Meyer. Oh, there's the mirror, speak of the devil. That's a very nice find for Spleebie. And Meyer is ether locked, and it might be a little while before Mentosman gets around to the bumper cave to find ether. So this could give Spleebie a bit of an advantage here. Oh, he doesn't have a fire source. I'm surprised he dipped here for the fires without a fire source, but it paid off well for him. Yeah, he didn't do the. You're right, he didn't do the graveyard ledge clip. He can, however, make it all the way to Vidi, and it looks like he's going to. And he's just going to hope there's nothing important on that left side. Does mean some annoying dark rooms, though. And Mentos only dipping the front there. And I'm realizing that at this point I haven't seen any fancy ways of getting to the Smiths in any of the runs I've watched. So I'm hoping I'll be able to see one of those before the tournament ends. So yeah, hookshot and bow are the only go mode items we don't know the location of at this point. Mentos is going to clip in and see that he doesn't have ether, so he'll be missing out on that mirror for now. He will be getting that mirror shield though, not that it's worth too much. Yeah, Spleebie went into Misery Mire with only 2 hearts, and I'm surprised he didn't get a quick death whip to reset at the start, but he seems to have done it just fine, so he saved a bit of time. Mentos making an ether check while he's up here, only getting a blue P, and going for the Spike Cave check with it. And just barely making it through the Spike Cave. And getting some very unhelpful money for it. Nothing good on Checkerboard Cave. So Spleebie's just gonna clip out. No fire source to finish off the back of Desert Palace. Oh, Mentos going for the fake powder. Magic Bat Chet. He hard reset earlier after he saw nothing interesting on the witches because he knew he'd want to do the check, and didn't get anything interesting here either. Just a heart piece. And time to see if a hype cave is as decidedly unhype as it usually is. Oh no, we were already here with Mentosman, so we know it's just the shroom and a bunch of money. Yes, you are correct. That slipped my mind for just a second there, and he was gonna check the other tablet. Yes, our tracker reminding us that we saw a hint for a hookshot in Eastern Palace. Although that does leave the slight possibility of it being bow locked if it's on the box. Mentosman is trying to do a teleport for that and not realizing he just needs to clip through until he hops. Yep, we saw he had trouble with that earlier, so he's just falling back on the downwards teleport up here that he knows better. And it looks like Spleebie's going for the Eastern Palace play, since he knows Hookshot is in there. Oh no, this is Pod, my bad. I'm bad at worlds. It's Palace of Darkness instead, which isn't fire locked, but is potentially bow locked. If he's unlucky and doesn't get a small key in the shooter room chest, there's nothing else he can do here. Unless he... I don't think he has a potion to unlock the camera. Yeah, whatever he finds here, he's going to mirror after to get Eastern, presumably. And he does get that small key, so he can go in deeper. Mentosman also going for that guaranteed hookshot in Eastern Palace, and hoping it's not bow locked. If Spleebie finds the bow here, this could pay out very well for him. There's the mitts. So no mittsless shenanigans this seed, sadly. Not a very helpful hint in the Palace of Darkness there. Checking his bottles to see if he had a potion for the unlock, presumably. There's a minor glitch you can do there that lets you unlock your camera on the way to the first arrow room, and then you can just push the mimics off the screen. And how kill rooms work is they consider everything dead when there's no enemies on screen. And there's the hook shot for Mentosman, not locked, thankfully. So that does mean that Swamp Palace is fully in logic at this point, although Mentosman doesn't have the mirror to get into it yet. When Spleebie gets around to Eastern Palace, he will be able to full clear Swamp Palace. And Mentos is done in Eastern. Possibly going for some more Dark World Overworld checks. Might be going to do Turtle Rock. Yep, he's got everything he needs to finish it. And unfortunately getting that dead rock stuck in a place where he can't get by. Spleebie going for a second chance at that hammer jump. And he gets it. Oh, no magic to open up the front. And it looks like he's going for the full magic refill in Super Money Cave, and he's just going to clip back on top of Total Rock to open up the front. After Spleebie gets this hook shot, I'm going to assume he's going to go for Ganon's Tower. Because with the hook shot and the hammer, the entire left side is in logic. And with the Somaria and the fight on the left side, the right side is in logic as well. Oh, and Mentos finds out where that mirror is. That's a very nice hint for him. Yep, very obvious slash of frustration. He's been hoping for that mirror for a while now. And he knows it's somewhere he doesn't have the medallion before. So hopefully he'll peek at Bumper Cave soon. Spleebie getting that much needed hook shot. The hint was that the mirror is in Misery Mire. And he knows Mire is Ether locked, but he doesn't know where Ether is, so that's a bit annoying for him. Pearl was in the back of Escape with Silvers. And Spleebie is mirroring out and realizes he wanted to save and quit anyways. Yeah, lamps on Graveyard Ledge. And I think now Spleebie is going for the obvious Ganon's Tower play. Lots of checks and he will get the Fire Rod. Hopefully before he tries to do a right side bomb jump. And I think this is actually the second seed I've seen this tournament where Fire Rod has been in DM's room and people have done right side bomb jumps anyways and found it right after. And there's that spin speed with an invincibility to get out nice and quick. He might be putting off hair until he gets a fire source. I'm not sure why I never see people bait the bunny beam against the door frame before stepping out. But with that many hearts, it doesn't really make a difference. And Spleebie is going to be finding that fire rod very soon. And there it is. Probably not going to be doing the mimic clip for the full clear though. So we'll just see a full bottom clear. And there's those boomerang strats for those couple of Gannon Tower rooms. Oh, missing one. And it looks like he's going to do a catfish descent and then probably going to pod. And there's that pod clip. Nice thing about overworld glitches is pretty much anything that's next to each other on the overworld is next to each other for routing, as long as you know the clips to get to them. Sadly not going to be finding that ether he needs here. At this point the ether the check Mentos needs for ether is pretty isolated, so I'm not sure when we'll see that. Yep, sword/arm mouse. Never very fun. Ah yes, Mentos cleared out the bottom of Ganon's tower. Mentos trying to hover and rail clip and managing to get it. Very nice. That's very fun to watch. Oh, and a green potion right after when he could have used it. That's all bottles accounted for as well. And the cape for Spleebie, and then he's heading off to the right side. Thankfully there's a small magic under one of these pots, so he doesn't have to look elsewhere for a refill. He didn't realize he was completely out though, so he tried to put the Samari anyway. No bomb jumping for Spleebie, just doing everything the intended way. Oh, not fast enough with the hammer jump there, so Mentos fell into the pit. Yeah, one of the places he surprisingly isn't trying to cover. Spleebie going for Ether Tablet. And then I wonder if maybe he is going to check the Graveyard Ledge after this. Possibly also King's Tomb. Or, no, I think they already got a hint that King's Tomb doesn't have anything good. Or am I misremembering? I might be thinking of a different seed. Using Mentos using his mitts to do Ice Palace. And Spleebie is trying to set up the mirror wrap to the laser bridge. And this has become yet another one of those single item go mode hunts that goes on for a while. Still no hints where the bow could be. Outside of obviously not being in bow locked locations. And a very late Moon Pearl hint. And that nice first try Ice Palace bomb jump setup. Spleebie pushing himself back into the front of Total Rock so he can check the front as well, even though the front wasn't opened up. Still nothing good in Ice Palace for Mentos. Going for that hint. And we know that Sazwala only has cash on him now. Well, Mentosman goes up for the iced tea chest. Oh no, the east side chests. Spike chest, and the other hammer locked one. At this point he's definitely going to be hoping for an ether or a bow up here, but we know he definitely can't get the ether here. Spleebie finally going to Hera with his fire source now. It is necessary for the crystal, but other than that, I think there's only half magic in the basement. Yeah, he poked in here a bit earlier and didn't have a sword even, or no hammer or anything else he could have used on Moldorm, so he didn't go all the way up. Yeah, he's been having a bit of trouble with magic, most notably on Ice Armos, couldn't use the burner strats. And Ice Palace seems pretty barren at this point. Not sure if we've seen 2 or 3 items yet. Yeah, he's checking the big chest, so he obviously hasn't seen all 3 yet. So he's praying for something good on that boss. Going for the fire rod shell melt, spinning it into the corner and getting as much slashes as he can before he needs to start fire rodding. That's actually a very nice and clean cold star kill from Mentos. And only bombs, but he didn't need to clear it through the crystal. And meanwhile, Spleebie gets his half magic. Yeah, the bow is reluctant to show its head. It could be in swamp. I don't know if we saw both items in Misery Mire, because Spleebie couldn't do the left side. Might be going for Skullwoods now. Yep. Spleebie finding the same nothing of note in Hookshot Cave that Mentos hovered for earlier. And now he's going to be checking Mimic Cave. Well, the powder. But we've already seen a fake powder magic bat, so we know that doesn't have the bow. Yeah, from Skull Woods, hopefully he'll remember to check Bumper Cave when he's done here. I think you only need to ever see Pinball if you do the left hold drop instead of the front door first. Going through to the middle and the back. Spleebie really wants to die, apparently. And his attempt to die was ruined by that parry. Does Mirror... Oh yeah, Mirror would let you go to the light world, but Mentos, didn't he already check the pedestal? Like, or was that Spleebie? Oh, and here's Pyramid Fairy time. Oh, he didn't place it low enough. Yeah, and just realized now that Spleebie was suiciding for the Pyramid Fairy setup, he needed to save and continue. And Mentosman is, looks like going for that bumper cave check. Spleebie going for Swamp Palace. Probably was hoping he didn't need to, because nobody likes that left side. And he's on track for a full mire clear now. And it looks like he's going to just do the vanilla way to get to mire. Which is very, yeah, going right for that mirror. Spleebie getting a hint for Hera all the way down in Swamp Palace. Getting a nice dash through that group of 3, whatever those are called. And if Spleebie gets bow here, then he is in go mode and in a very good position to win this. No hovering today in Misery Mire. We finally get to see what's on the left side of Misery Mire. And there's that much needed mirror. And bow is not in mire. That's both of the items accounted for. Spleebie getting the shovel. I don't think we have anything unaccounted for except for... Oh, there's the bow! Yeah. Very good. Spleebie is in go mode and in a very good position at this point. Yeah, Asda, our tracker, called this a long time ago. Not the worst single go mode item hunt. Although he's probably wishing he had come to Swamp Palace earlier and saved himself a decent bit of Overworld checks. Mentos doing those damage boost spin strats on Vidi. Yeah, logical Eastern double dip. And well, absolute double dip without stuff that you can't do in Overworld glitches. And for being in Go mode before Ice Palace means you can do Go mode Ice Palace, which is very nice and smooth. You don't need any checks at all. The Ice Palace bomb jump just completely breaks the dungeon's puzzle logic in half. And Mentos is right behind Spleebie, heading for Swamp Palace. So it isn't completely lost for Mentos at this point, but Spleebie definitely has the advantage. Ooh, missing the lineup for the bomb jump bit. And he gets it the second time, no big deal. Spleebie gets to do Go mode Ice Palace, and he already has Swamp done, which is much better than doing a full clear Ice Palace and hunting Swamp for the bow. Yep, no checks in Ice Palace for Spleebie. Just coast straight to the boss. And there's that Ice Palace block. That's one of the few locations you need even gloves for in Overworld glitches. Not quite as easy of a time keeping Cold Stone in the corner, but still managed to clean it up pretty quickly with Fire Rod and slashes. And Mentos is about to get his bow when he goes up to the waterfall room. And now he's in go mode and he's just gonna make it for the end. And they mostly cleared out pod already both, so they'll both go straight for Helmusar King, and then mirror back to Eastern Palace when they're done to get both bosses together. And after both of those two, they will just be on to the Pigman himself. And at this point, with Mentos finally getting on Crystal parity, you can see the definite lead Spleebie has. That flute does save him a bit of time getting over there, though. It's not huge, but every bit counts at this point. Spleebie will also have to do the dark rooms, but other than the turtles, none of the ones down here are too bad. And he does have the fire rod to light the turtles room. Yep, predictably he's switching to that, so he can light the torch. Hammering these blind isn't too great. And it even gives him some light in the next room because it's on the same super tile. A lamp was on Graveyard Ledge. There's that pod crystal for Spleebie. And Go mode doesn't save much time off of the full clear of Eastern Palace. Yeah, Exploration Glitch is the one thing not allowed even in no logic. And Mento's getting his mirror ready, very eager to get to Eastern Palace. Yeah, not being able to do the Ice Palace Go mode definitely hurt him compared to Spleebie. And a nice speed kill from Spleebie on our mouse. And now they need to go to Ganon's tower, because they did not get to do the top previously. And Spleebie heading up to the gauntlet. Yeah, he got Eastern Palace. Doing those gauntlet rooms pretty cleanly. The gap isn't too big though, so any big mistakes at this point or even smaller mistakes could even this out more. Red Boomerang was... Yeah, they didn't get it was in the mushroom spot. And I think Spleebie waited there for the jingle, so he didn't get the glitch that would despawn everything and lose him the run. Getting the nice Wizrobe's 2-room 1 cycle with the Samari shots from Mentos. Good clean Mulron kill. Mentos gets to pass up that pot, which gets him a bit of time. No pot for Mentos, he's straight edge. Oh, taking a fall. That's not good. Getting it the second time, but not good with the race this tight. He'll be getting Uega too, just as Spleebie starts Ganon. Doing the very unusual for Overworld glitches route of going to Ganon directly the intended way after finishing Ganon's tower. Using the cape to slash Ganon to his heart's delight, even with the fire bats around. And it's definitely on Spleebie to lose at this point, with Ganon already in the 3rd phase. And Spleebie gets the hint just as Mentos lands. And that's the Ganon kill for Spleebie. Just needs to make sure he doesn't walk off the ledge. And Spleebie is done at 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 30-ish seconds. GG Spleebie. Oh, a very nice triple from Mentosman. That's counting down. GG Mentos. Just a minute behind. Yeah, that was a pretty close race. Looks like we're going to be seeing Spleebie in here momentarily. And here he is. GG's Spleebie, and congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks.
So what did you think of that seed?
It was weird. I played so bad at the beginning. It was really bad.
And Mentos just behind him, joining us now. GG Mentos.
How's it going? GG.
Hey, GG's.
So yeah, I saw you had a couple of problems at the beginning, but you found Ether earlier, and that definitely helped you out.
Yeah, that was the bumper ledge one, right?
Yep. Mentos there was looking around for it for a bit before he got it on his way out of Skull Woods.
Yeah, I was down to about 4 locations at that point, so it had to be somewhere soon.
Yeah, but you two got pretty close together at the end, and it was pretty much going on the same route after Swamp Palace, and then finishing within a minute of each other.
Yeah, it was super close.
Definitely makes it more fun to watch.
Yeah, our last one was really close too. So, it's pretty crazy.
Any thoughts from you on the seed, Mentos?
Not really. It was pretty free if you check bumper ledge at a convenient time.
Yeah. I noticed you were having a little bit of trouble with that clip from Cave 45 back into the desert.
See, I don't actually know how to do that. I just heard, I was watching the restream from last night back, heard JC talking about it, and so I was trying to figure it out on the fly, and that wasn't a good idea.
For that one, you just keep buffering through and eventually you'll hop up. It's not a teleport.
Ah, that'll do it.
Yeah, pretty easy once you know how to do it.
Yeah, shoutouts to the logic of the seed one. You go to Graveyard Ledge just to get the Moon Pearl from the back of Escape instead of, just walking through the dark for a couple minutes.
Yeah, Spleebie completely passed up on that Graveyard Ledge torch, so he got to do some dark rooms.
Oh, is that where the lantern was?
Yep.
Dang. I was wondering.
Yeah, but you did those the dark rooms pretty well, considering that.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I didn't die to Vitreous. That was a clencher.
Oh yeah, you
Was...
went in with 2 hearts and then you didn't die on the pit there before going deeper in. which I was a little bit surprised by, but it saved you some time.
Yeah, I was really trying not to die because then I would have been in fake Dark World, and then I couldn't have checked Stumpy and
Yeah.
Hide Cave.
Although with the mirror you could have mirrored back, but I don't think you had the hint for that yet.
Yeah, I never found the mirror hint.
Isn't Turtle Rock at the front, I think?
Yep, the mirror is in Misery Mire, and it's like, oh, yay! Now I just need to find Ether instead of Ether and the mirror.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts on the seed from either of you two?
Nothing really from me. I haven't played for a few days, and I mean, it shouldn't make that much difference, but yeah, it just felt really weird, but turned out okay, I guess. GG's Mentos, and thanks everyone for putting this on.
Yeah, GG's as well. As I've said in a couple of the other matches, I really need to stop full clearing the world on every seed if I want to do well. But thank you for doing the commentary. I don't see anyone else in here, so I don't know if you did commentary and tracking while solo. If so, prob.
No, thankfully I had Asdor here doing tracking for me. Otherwise, the tracking would not have gone so well. So a definite shout out for him.
That works. But yeah, thank you guys both for doing your part on there, and the usual thanks SpeedGaming for the restream.
Yep. And thank you both for giving us an entertaining race to watch. Make sure to follow the runners, Spleebie and Mentosman8. And for anyone interested in extremely late night speed gaming stuff, there's some Pac-Man World 2 on the main channel, and more Randomizer on SpeedGaming 2. And that's about it for tonight, I think. Otherwise, thank you all for watching, and good night.